Hey, everybody. All right, so y'all know what we're talking about tonight. Tonight is all about trademarks, patents, copyrights. And I definitely wanted to make sure I didn't just want to come on here, give y'all some sauce. I wanted to get an expert in this, okay? So definitely my girl Brooke is going to be joining us. And yeah, we're just gonna dive in there. At the end, we'll definitely, or if you have any questions, make sure you open it up. If you are tuning in right now, go ahead and take this time to share. Tag somebody that you know possibly needs this. Okay. Anybody out there that's an entrepreneur or business owner thinking about going into business, this is definitely for you. All right. And don't hold this information to yourself. One, let me know that you in here. Say hey, say something. Let your girl know. And on top of that, guys, make sure y'all share. Please. We are giving y'all the sauce so y'all can get out here and get to winning. So the least y'all can do is just share this broadcast so everybody else can get in here and do the same. All right. Hey, AK. Hey, Get Petals. All right. And I'm going to do the same. Y'all know if I'm telling y'all to share, I'm got to make sure I'm sharing as well. So I'm going to do that. And I'm definitely going to have Miss Brooke go ahead and come on. Therefore, she can introduce herself. And yeah, we can get started.
Hello.
Hey, Brooke.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes. All right. So, guys, y'all know, please make sure you are sharing. Make sure you tagging somebody that might need this information. Let me see. Are you on Instagram, Brooke?
I am. I'm on
Okay.
Instagram.
Let me see. I don't see you on here. Let's see. How can I? One moment, guys. Get her on IG as well.
Now trying to do our dual cameras.
All right. So we giving y'all time so y'all can share, y'all can tag people to get them in here.
Well, let's see. How will I find you? I'm gonna need to go
To your home. Home.
to
It'll
credit.
show me at the top. But I also sent you a message as well.
Oh, okay.
Y'all bear
I
with
see you
us.
now. Okay, there we go. Request to join. I know we're doing the most. This is good.
Yes. Okay. Accept.
Let's see how this goes. Let's see. Invite
Right?
you. Says requested. I did request.
I thought it brought you on. It said,
Sometimes I think it's slow, a little slow.
okay. Let's see. Is it getting you on there?
It just still says requested.
What? All right. Look at this.
You want me to come out?
Yeah.
Okay, I can try to come back and come back. Go is it? Go out and come back in.
Okay. And then I'll try to get you on.
Let's see. Do it again. Open. Okay, I joined again.
All right. And let's see. Go
Request to
live.
join. Send request.
And it will not let me. What the heck? Why? Is it being crazy?
I know.
All right. Okay. Let's see. I just pushed invite to join to see. Did it let you?
It hasn't even done anything because mine still says, let's see. Let me see. Let me try and see if I go another way. Let me see, like if I refresh, boom, boom, come out. Let's see. And I don't
That
even,
is
okay, there you are.
crazy.
You're on the top. I'll push that. I joined again. Okay, I'll wait till you send me something.
Okay. Because I'm about to send you an invite. Did it let you?
I haven't gotten an invite.
Oh my gosh.
I see where I can request to join, but I haven't got an invite. But that comes
That
up
is
immediately. So I can send the
crazy.
request.
Y'all, we having technical difficulties. Because I see even where you request and when
Okay,
I
invited
accept
you
it,
to go
it doesn't do
live.
anything.
Okay, let me see something. That's so weird.
That is
Let
very weird.
me see something. She sent a live video.
Y'all, we
I
trying.
know.
But
I
if we
can't.
can't, I guess it's gonna have to be what it's gonna have to be. If you're on IG, might want to come over to Facebook land.
I know. Or I can
Right?
try to.
Unless you want to try to go
Ooh,
live real quick and see.
I can see like little tripod just moving, acting crazy. Let's see. I can try to go live and see if that will work.
Okay. Sorry guys, we'll be back on. I don't know why I won't let. That is crazy.
Okay, let's see.
All right, guys.
Let's see if
Hey,
that
Miss
works.
Shirley. Hey, Gloria. Y'all, we trying to get the IG people in here, but they might have to just come over here to
But I
Facebook.
know they might have to come to Facebook. Okay,
Yeah.
now you see if you can see me live. I see
Okay.
Level Up joined.
Okay. Yep. I see you.
Hi. Thanks for joining. Now there we go. I see you. You joined. View requests. Go
See?
live.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy.
Let's see if it puts you in.
Okay.
Because I said okay. Is it working?
It's doing something on my end. Nope.
IG doesn't want us to be great.
Right? I saw that you waved.
Let's see what this is. Okay, accept. Here we go. Let's see.
Okay.
Accept.
No,
It's not doing nothing.
that is so crazy to me.
Request to join. And then I'm doing accept and it's just disappearing, but nothing's happening. And the little plus sign is still staying active.
Yep. That's what it was doing for me. Let me see if I cancel it and then you try
Let's
to.
see if I invite to join. It says credit cleanse is unable to join. That's what it just told me.
Okay, try it now.
Invite. Did you get an invitation?
No. Let me see. This is crazy to me.
Let's see.
I come back in. Nope.
Let's see. You come back in.
Yep, I came back in. Y'all, ain't this sad? IG, they just gonna have to move over to Facebook or
I
YouTube.
know. It's like tech difficulties for real. And we tried.
Yep,
Kyra
we
tried to bring
tried.
me into the next century, have us doing this. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Except says it's unable to join.
So I don't know. Maybe it's on my end somewhere.
I don't know. That's weird.
That is very weird.
They're saying they can't hear.
Well, we'll
No,
do Facebook.
we're not able to get. I know. That's weird.
That is really weird. And we didn't done this together before. Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
okay. Well, we tried.
We did try. I don't know why it's not working.
We tried.
Is there an update we didn't update?
I don't know. We tried. All right, guys. Are y'all ready to get started? All right,
Mhm.
first, let us know that our audio is good. If you can hear us, please go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. 111. Let us know that our audio is good. You can hear us. Drop them ones. And of course, if you just tuned in, please make sure share this with somebody, tag somebody out there that might need this. I For those of you that don't know, I am your girl Kyra. I am the CEO of Credit Cleanse, an award-winning credit counseling company out here in these credit streets. I also am a author. My book is on Amazon. Stop paying their mortgage and pay your own. Of course, I know that's a long title, so all you have to do is type in Credit Cleanse. That's credit with a K, cleanse with a K, and this book will pull up. If home ownership is the goal, guys, go and check this book out. Today, I have my lady, my friend. We met in boot camp, Ms. Brooke Signey. She is going to talk about trademarks, patents, copyrights, but I will first let her introduce herself.
Hello. So my name is Brooke Sitney Harbor. I am an IP, business, and entertainment attorney, as
Mm,
well as a ghostwriter and author coach. So I know media and books and that kind of world well. And I also do transformational or mindset coaching for women. So this is one of my favorite topics because I love IP, which is intellectual property, which covers trademarks, patents, copyrights, trade secrets, all that good, juicy, creative stuff. It's where
right.
like to me the law and creativity and business really intersect. So I'm
Mm,
excited to be here and talk about these things. Thanks for
yeah.
having me.
All right, guys. So if y'all have any questions as we're talking, please go ahead and type them in there. We will see them. Uh, First, I wanted to ask, Brooke, can you tell us like the difference between having a trademark, having a patent, and having a copyright?
Wow. Okay. Because they're all different, but so a trademark is like for a brand or slogan or something like that. It's to protect your work, and it is done by a class or category basis. So for example, if you want to make sure that you identify first if you have a good or a service that you're trying to trademark, and then there's all these different classes and categories. So a lot of people have this misconception that let's say they have like Blue Train or something, and Blue Train, someone has it in a shirts category and then another person has it in a consulting category, and they think, oh my gosh, their trademarks are, they have the same name. Yes, but they're in totally different categories and classes.
Wow.
Patents are usually, we think about kind of a scientific or technological invention. They're, the key word here is they're an invention. It's something that's new, it's statutory, it's useful, and it's non-obvious. So we often think about patents really in the world of like science, tech, medicine, like biotech, that there's a lot of patents that are occurring there. We think about that with our drugs and pharmaceuticals. But there are new things. We see it on Shark Tank all the time where people
Hmm.
go on and they have invented, keyword is invention. they've invented something new and they've applied for or secured their patent. And then copyright relates to really written materials for the most part, also music and so forth, like published material. That's a better way to put it.
Okay.
But I also think so often in books, because I deal so often in books. And all of these have different kind of ranges for when you hold it. Like they don't last in perpetuity. That's what some people think. They don't last in perpetuity. So there are, once you even secure them, you have to renew them and so forth. You have to stay on top of it. But they're all different. I highly advise that you get competent counsel to help you figure out which ones you qualify for and the strategy behind securing them, because sometimes you want to do them in different order. Definitely, if you have something that's patentable, you want to get that done very quickly and do it soon. But like trademark and copyright, a lot of people will have different brands. They'll try out different slogans, especially people that are in the coaching and consulting world. You want to make sure that it's a slogan or a program or something that you're going to stick with. So yeah, it's really good to get a trademark attorney involved. I cannot tell you how many legal Zooms I've cleaned up, or how many people have gotten like a family law attorney or someone else to help them file a trademark, and their trademark is in the wrong category.
Oh, wow.
It's not doing what they think it's supposed to do. So I do advise people to get help.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, especially when it comes to LegalZoom. Guys, not only, like she said, the cleanup is for that, but the cleanup also is for your structure, guys.
Oh, gosh, yes. Yes, all the time.
Yes.
They're not lawyers. It's not a law firm. People think that LegalZoom's a law. It is not. So anybody can do like business formation and stuff, but you want to make sure you have the right person doing that. And it doesn't always have to be an attorney. Like, there are people that know how to do it. There's some accountants that know how to do it. Exactly. Your girl, Kyra. Definitely attorneys. I do them. But yes, you want to make sure. And you also really want to have a point of contact, a single point of contact. I would advise that for any type of legal or business matter. You don't want to be one of the herd. You don't want to be one of many. You want to develop relationships that can help you, as your business grows, to be able to really truly answer your questions, because LegalZoom is like self-serve. You actually kind of have to know what you're ordering. And that's when people, fall into the traps and end up with the wrong thing.
Facts. And I'm definitely so glad that you have brought that out, because some people are out there, they're just like, oh yeah, I'll just go to LegalZoom, they'll do all of it for me. But as y'all saying, like as Brooke was saying, there's sometimes, because you went that route and those people aren't really credentialed to do that, the thing that happens is now you have to spend even more money just to clean up what they did.
Yep. And you waste the most important resource, especially in this game, and it's time. Because with trademark and with patents, especially, and books and copyright can be a little bit different, but with trademark, to me, and patent, time is of the essence. It matters when you start the filing. And so if you misfile, you don't get to clean up. You got to start all over. The clock starts all over. And in the meantime, someone else could have already come in with a similar idea or something. And now you're in competition for something that, you had originally. So, and you can't get your time back, which is our most powerful and most, important resource is our time. So it really does pay to get the right people involved from the beginning.
From the start. Go ahead, invest into yourself, invest into your business, guys. That's like another part of you. Go ahead, take the time, make sure that you're doing it the correct way the first time.
Yes. Yeah, because I'm sure even Kyra knows all the different people. If you think about the different ways that you can start your business and so forth. I've had friends, get started with creating, LLCs and so forth, and they don't know how that impacts them on the tax level, or how to even, have all these different tax savings and so forth, because they're looking at it as like a one-time singular event, when all of these things are connected. They're intimately connected. In terms of your business growth, your tax deductions, even, family issues. If you've got outside things that are playing into, some people have child support, like all of these different things play into how you want your income categorized and all of that. So again, you want to get the help of a professional, and you want someone that's kind of invested in having you succeed. I think that's really, really important, and something we don't talk about enough, I think, in business, is that you
Mm-hmm.
want to develop relationships and really have partners. Like I see the people that, like, my accountant is my partner in my
Yep.
business. I have other legal people that I refer people to that are, if I'm busy or I feel like their specialty is that, we have create partnerships, and that really helps all of us be better.
Facts, facts. So tell me, when do you feel is the right time? Like, let's say I just opened up my business. When is the right time for me to even think about getting it getting something trademarked?
I would say, unless you have big pockets, because that's what corporations do. If they, they open up, they start something new, and their marketing department has an idea for a business, or, for a program or something like that, they immediately go and file what's called like an intent to use, just so the clock is on their side, so that name is reserved. And I mean, that's not a cheap endeavor. But if you think that it's something that you're highly likely to use, or in your heart's heart, or I have people that, like, no, God gave me that name, girl, then you better get a trademark. You better keep going. So it really depends on, what you feel, what I and your budget, right? Because of course we could file 4 trademarks for you today, and work on getting the 4, because you've got to get them through. That's the other thing. It's a process. But you know, it depends on your budget. So it's like a risk, because I know people that have started programs and then they're like, well, we don't need to renew that one later because I'm not even using that program. So a lot of times I advise my clients, if they have the budget to do an intent to use, and they know that they're going to do their program name or something like that for at least a year, then maybe you want to do an intent to use. And then once you start using it, then we convert it to an end use application. There are 2 different types of trademark applications. And so it really depends on how serious you are about that, how serious and how committed.
Okay.
Yeah. And if
Oh,
you think there's a lot of competition, like if you're in a highly competitive market, or, you've seen a lot of similar names, or, I advise people always to do what I call a full blown out search. So we go and we look and see what's out there, so we can be very proactive, and I can advise you on your likelihood of getting the mark. I think that's a good idea to do, strategically, once you set up your business and you developed your marketing plan, your business plan, and you're looking for a partner in terms of helping you map out this long-term strategy around your business. Because ideally, a lot of people don't think about this, because a lot of people are creating personal brands, so that has
mm-hmm.
its own unique set of challenges and situations. But if you're creating a company to be sold, then your IP is even more important, because anyone that wants to buy your company is going to want all of it secured, from the trademarks, the copyrights, if you have any patents, any social media, any digital properties, are all assets that we'd want to make sure was secured. So it's
Okay.
awful. Those are things we want to think about when you're setting up your business.
So you're saying that, okay, if I go into businesses, I know I eventually want to franchise this, I need to start doing that kind of as soon as possible.
Yes, because that's literally a part of your business framework. It's different than, like, say, me, law offices of Brooks Sidney J. Hart. I can trademark my slogan maybe later on, kind of thing. But
Right.
if I'm creating, if we're doing Credit Cleanse and we are going to franchise that out across the nation and potentially globally, we want to make sure, before we even start our franchising plan and distribution and marketing and all of that, that we have secured that name. Because there are people, that will come in and secure trademarks. They'll go in and essentially, we were talking about this this is actually interesting. We were in a Beverly Hills Bar Association. We were discussing how there are groups now that kind of poach trademarks, and there's no trademark police. Everything is looked at as, like, on a case by case basis. So you have one people say, no, I owned it. I had common law rights and I did this. And so all these battles, and it really comes down to money on kind of who wins and how long you could stay in the battle.
Wow.
So you definitely just want to, be very strategic when people advise you to know your end state, like know where you want to end up. When you start your business, you'll be in a much better position to acquire your intellectual property assets.
Mm. Okay, so one thing I heard of, and I wasn't for sure, that you have, what is it, a state level and a federal level?
Yes. So, what we consider like state level is usually what's called like common law trademark. So, if I am using a name, let's say it's Credit Cleanse. This is a good example, right?
Okay,
Let's say Cleanse, and where are you located? What state?
Texas.
That's right, Texas. Okay. So you started using Credit Cleanse in Texas. I started
Mhm.
using Credit Cleanse in California.
Okay.
So neither of us have applied for a federal trademark. We just have kind of what's called common law in our state, common law, which has this level of protection. It really does. So if someone in California started using Credit Cleanse, I'd be like, oh no, bump, bump, if I found out about it. And
Right.
then Cairo would be the same in Texas, but she can't control my use of it in California unless she filed for a federal. And that's where you get
Mm.
into who kind of had first rights, who had the name first, how is it being used, and you really need an attorney then, because that's the stuff that we get into the weeds on, and the arguments to get it through. But yes, you can have what we consider common law trademark and federal like trademark, which has way more protections, federal protections, statutory protections than a common law protection. It's the same thing in copyright. You have, as the creator, the moment you create something, you as the originator of that work, you have copyright in that
Okay.
work, right? But if you want it to be protected, and by protected you mean on a national or international scale, because we have partnerships with international organizations, but if you want it truly protected, if you want, as I tell my clients, if you want copyright infringement damages and things like that, then you need to have a federal copyright. So oftentimes, especially for some of my book clients, we have them do like expedited or a special speeded up service so we can get their copyright federally in place before we actually go after an infringement, because of the legal protections that it provides. So
Mm.
but I do want you to think that you do have your original rights and things, but know
Okay.
that they're superior rights when you get to the federal level.
Okay. Okay. So now I can be like, let me send you this cease and desist.
Exactly. Yep. You can, because when I do a full-blown search for my clients, we look at everything. We look at not just things that are registered in the USPTO. We look at all the states. We look at names. We would look at cleanse credit, because
Okay.
that can be confused.
Right.
Credit cleansers. We would look at all of,
Mm.
like, it pulls up all of these things. It would look at domains. It would look at ads. Some people look at like the listings, Google listings. It looks at a lot of things. So I always advise people, because I looked at the USPTO. I did a search. That's not a full blown search. So again, again,
Glad you said
you want to get someone that can help you not only do that search, to do a comprehensive full blown out, I call it, full blown out search. That's what we call it, and be able to distinguish and understand the results, so I can tell you
that.
what truly is competitive and not competitive.
Okay. And I definitely glad you said that, because I went ahead and I have done for credit cleansers just because I was like, I don't want nobody near
Yes.
what I got going on. So
Yep.
right now, like, let's say that I did put in an application. How long does this usually take?
So my joke is that it's the government. So it takes a minute. So when you file your initial application, it can take usually sometimes up to 2 to 3 months for it even to be assigned to the examiner. And the examiner at the trademark office is the attorney on the other side that's going to kind of
Mm.
walk through essentially this matter, this trademark filing. And after it gets assigned, then they review it, and then it goes through, all these different stages.
Okay.
And although we our goal, well, I feel like most good attorneys, our goal is to like try to get it through with a minimal amount of office action. Sometimes there's small things that the examiner will want us to either disclaim or agree to, but then on the other hand, sometimes there is kind of a battle in place to get that name through, to recharacterize, or battle the people that have similar names.
Wow.
So, that's where some of it gets even more long and drawn out. But there's like a publication period where, it's published and people can see, so they can come in and refute it and say, no, no, no. And then if it goes through like publication and everything, then without any hesitations, usually you get the trademark. On the primary register, there's also a supplemental register. But yes, it can take, I tell people, a year to 2.
Whoa.
12 to 18 months is definitely fair.
Yeah. Y'all hear this? Guys, if you are still with us, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat. Let me know y'all are still with us. Y'all are tuned in. Definitely, if y'all have some questions, go ahead, ask away. Ms. Brooke is just like me. She definitely want to see y'all out here doing well. One thing we don't want to see is y'all out here, you have your brand, you build it up, and then all of a sudden you get a cease and desist letter because whatever your name is already, somebody else already didn't snatch that up. We want to prevent that from happening.
That's true. And there are times though you might want to fight back on the cease and desist. That's where you want to get competent counsel involved, because going back to our earlier example with the credit cleanse in California and credit cleanse in Texas, you might be able to get a carve out for the state that you live in. There's all these different things. So you may not be able to get your federal copyright because you have the name, but you can secure it where you are. There's a lot of different options. So I tell people, before they like kind of roll over and be like, no, cease and desist, the cease and desist is, it's like a warning letter kind of thing. You want to get, that's like the strike across the bow to go and get some help, because you might want to investigate it, because you might have a legal claim. They could have started after you. They could,
Right.
So you just want to make sure, you want to investigate it all. They could be in a different category. You just want to get some help.
Yeah. Oh, so we do have a question here. I'll let her ask away before I ask. All right. So what's the average cost to get a federal trademark?
That's really hard, because as attorneys, we charge different rates. There's definitely filing fees, which are in the high 2s per class. But again, as you figure out how many classes you want and all those different things, your filing fees go up. But it's not uncommon to spend, anywhere from maybe $2,000 to $5,000 for a trademark. Yeah. A lot of people will do packages. So, maybe for a package of around 3,000, I'm just using that as an example, you would get, the filing, the one class included, and, it filed. But then office actions are usually separate. And some people charge, they usually charge their hourly rate or a negotiated rate, a lower rate sometimes, to handle the office actions. Because that's when we really have to, like, I say, strain our brain, to really figure out the best argument to push it through, the one that's going to work to convince that examiner on the other side to let the trademark go through. And that's where the cost differential sometimes comes in, because you have to, you have to do that.
Was that helpful, Miss Nene? Any other questions out there? Okay, so I seen something. Well, I heard something, and I wanted to see, is this true or not? So I seen where now, like, the easiest way to get something like trademark, or I think it's trademark, yes, that you can have your logo, and if it has like the name it's kind of like it goes together. You know, you have your logo and your name underneath it. Is that true? That you're getting two for one?
Oh, you're saying so you have a design mark. You can
Yes.
do it. You can do your name mark and your design mark. Well, yes, you
Mhm.
can file them at the same time. Yeah, you can do that
Okay.
all at one time. Yeah,
Okay.
I never really thought about it like that, but yes, you can. Yeah, you would file a design mark because when you're doing your filing, they ask if it's like a word, essentially words or design mark, and so
Mm,
you would
okay.
check, and then you have to upload a copy of that what's called a specimen so that it's in there. That's another interesting thing that I think also helps when you have. I'm always going back to get counsel. I would say the same thing with
And I
accountants.
was,
I would say
yes.
the same with accountants to say with everybody, get competent counsel. But I literally have had clients where they're just starting out and we know we want to put a trademark together. Um, I help them with their website so that when the examiner comes, they're not searching because everything we have to send copies of the fact that it's in use. That's how I like to think about it. The specimen is basically evidence that your trademark, that name, that slogan, that branding is in use. And so you don't want the trademark office to be hunting for your program that you said, oh, I use this for my program. And well, you can't find your program on your website, because they do go and verify all the links and all of the, so you want to make sure that you have someone that prepares your application. I can't tell you how many people, LegalZoom, their specimen wasn't right. So they got it rejected because it's not the examiner's job to create your application. You know what I mean? So all of those kind of things come into play when you have competent counsel to help you assemble it. But I mean, I've had people change. I've been like, you need to change your website a little bit. Get your web
Mm,
for this next year. These things you're about needs to be clear. The program, make it one tab, make it very simple for someone to come and find your program so that you can look like you are in commerce. Yeah.
mm. And I'm definitely one to say get counsel, guys. When I started off, I did, of course, trying to do everything myself. That's why I tell
Bootstrap.
y'all now, get a coach, get a mentor, get counseling, okay? And my logo is my logo with my name underneath. I didn't do it like that. I did my name first. So look at that. I could have did
Mm-hmm.
all that together. But that was me. And now I am one. I'm like, that's not my expertise. Let me go and seek counseling.
Yeah, it'll help you, and those are the things that we we ask about, during the kind of intake session, our initial sessions. I mean, I have a whole trademark questionnaire that goes through that. I mean, I've heard people say this is more deep than my business plan. Well, we want to think through because I'll give you an example. So a lot of people, especially I feel like in this business world of coaches and consultants, a lot of people will create a platform and they have an intention maybe to create a podcast, or YouTube channel or
Mm-hmm.
something like later on. And so we want to make sure that your podcast is protected, or that I make sure that I put an intent to use for the podcast, so that the clock is already on your side. And so we want to that's why I'm saying you want to do some business planning to really think through how are you going to use the name? What are your, first year goals? What are your third year's goals? Where's it going to be? Are you just going to be doing like coaching, or else are you going to switch and
Mm-hmm.
now start using that name in your, another practice? Because that could be a different class. So we just want to think through how you're going to use it and not just think about the present, but think about the future.
Okay. Y'all, she's putting some gems out there. So I hope y'all taking note. Miss Nene has on here. May I have your contact info, or do I get it through Kyra?
Definitely. I can put it, I'll put it in the, what do you call it, in the comments or whatever, or Kyra
Okay.
can give it to you as well. For like if you need a legal consultation or something like that, I'll put that in there.
Yes, yes. Does it let you do it on your end? Can you post comments?
I might have to go into the Facebook thing and not be
Okay.
in the StreamYard thing.
Okay.
But here's my I don't know. That's my website. I don't know if I don't even know if it went in there. Works in law offices, and there's a contact form, and there is ability to schedule and so forth. And I can also give you for the people. Ooh, my assistant is going to hate this. Like, you won't have to man my email right now. But yes, you can have both of those. And yeah, I definitely have consults and ways to schedule with me.
Okay, y'all better get this information. Get it. The jewelry lady, she had posted, I agree, cancel is the best way. My lawyer filed
Yes,
and submitted all
yes,
the documents, and she kept me updated through the entire
that's
process.
right. That's right. Because that's right. That's what I'm saying. You want somebody that's with you in this process, that's on your team. I just can't think of it any different way, because I agree with Kyra. I remember when I first started, out and just trying to build my business as an entrepreneur. Now people are like, "Oh, but you're a lawyer." I'm like, "That's fine. It doesn't mean I know the number one sales and marketing tactics. I know
Right.
law. I know how to write books, but marketing, that's a whole nother thing, and marketing online and so forth. So you always want to try to find someone that's a couple steps ahead of you, and someone that is what they concentrate on all the time. Because I
Facts.
appreciate it. I'm like, it's one less thing I have to think about. I was telling somebody recently, you can talk to me like an 8-year-old. I don't care. Just help me out. Just help me. Just
And
help me,
guys, we
please.
go back and forth with each other. This is her wheelhouse. And also when it comes to, just putting a book together, getting it published, stuff like that. That's her wheelhouse. That is where she's an expert at. Like, and she'll come to me and
But
she's
business
like,
credit,
is
I was
this
telling Kyra
legit?
before we got on here. I was like,
Yeah.
I need to get some more business credit, because I mean, she's in the trenches. She knows what cards to get, when to get them, the order. I don't even know. That's what I'm saying. Like, do I know how we, as businesses, we should set up business credit and so forth and all that? But there's intricacies with this. There's strategy, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying. You want to be with the most current strategist in
Yes.
whatever you can, to the best of your financial ability, I believe. And
Yes.
so that's how we reclaim time. That's how we up level. Is, we stay in our zone of genius, and then we get other geniuses to help us. Because I was like, she got business credit down. I'm like, I need to get with Kyra. I told Kyra before we got on, I said, I need to get with you.
Thank you.
I can maximize my stuff, you know?
Guys, if y'all have any questions while y'all have Miss Brooke, she is very busy, busy, busy. So definitely want to, if you have any question, ask away. Let's see here. I know this isn't the topic, but as far as consults go, can we consult with you about self-publishing? Also, how to find a good editor.
Yes, that's my other business. That's been my heart business for so long. And I know that really well. So like,
Very well.
definitely can help with self-publishing, editorial. I provide author coaching and ghostwriting services. So definitely can help you with that. That's a different, let me give you another, go to the Facebook. So for book, I call them book chats, and they're free. You can schedule one, and then I can advise you on kind of next steps depending upon what your goals are. Because some people, it's a little bit different, but some people may have already written, like you may have already written the manuscript. So you're at the stage of like maybe a developmental edit, or, so forth, to make sure that everything's in line and ready to go forward even before a copy edit. Or you might be in the beginning ideas and actually need help writing it. So at any point in time, I usually have at least 3 to 5 author coaching clients at any time that I'm helping. And if I have a ghostwriting client, then it's kind of shut down for a minute sometimes, because there's only one of me. But I do have editors that I use for that. So I have a little bit of a book agency that I've been building. So I love it.
Okay.
I'm really passionate about getting our voices out there, and making sure that we take care of each other. Because I think that it's just one of those things where I feel like there's certain industries right now that are booming, and books is one of them. I tell people cannabis is another. There are just certain industries right now where they're not going anywhere, and there's going to be a lot of money made. And books,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going anywhere. So it's people don't think about it, but it's a strong digital property, a digital asset that can return passive income to you, for as long as you're alive. I mean, or even after that, something you can pass on to your children and grandchildren. I have a friend who she has a YouTube channel, but her YouTube channel is not what her book's about. But it's like just in her even show notes by her mentioning it, she's like, I can't remember what she says. She makes about $20,000 a year, and she don't even advertise the book. And it just is on Amazon.
Yes.
So I mean, she just created that one time. So people talk about, I don't have a hustle, I don't have a side hustle. You can go create a book real quick.
You
Do
right
a
about
quality
that.
one, but
Now I need to get with you as well, so I can get this on autopilot.
yeah, to get it moving. Yep,
Yes.
yep.
Okay. Y'all are asking some really good questions. Sad I have the link
Aw,
saved. Thank you so much.
yay.
All right. So, anything else that you want to leave with us when it comes to trademarks, copyrights, patents, books?
I know. My two favorite things. Those are my two favorite things: books and law.
Nene said, "Now I gotta go write a book."
You should. I feel, y'all feel sorry for my friends, but I was at a play day with my kid on Sunday, and two people that I was with, two new moms, I was talking to them, and now we've got 3 book ideas going. And so it's so much. People, you have inside of you something, I feel like, that God gave you, either something you went through or something that you
Mhm.
know better than anyone else. And you can share that and help someone. So I really believe that there's a calling for us to share and help others. And books is one of the easiest way to do that.
Mm. Y'all, seriously, seriously.
It is.
I
It's
actually need to do
good.
that too. Just my own story instead of like for the book is home ownership. So I break it down
Mm.
piece by piece, like everything you need to get into a home. But now I think it's like time for as far as even the story of credit cleanse.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it started with me and my kid's father. You know what I'm saying? That's where the 2 Ks came from, Kyra and King. And now it's
I
me. So
love
it's like
I love that. That's so good. That's so good. And people love that. Like, people love seeing stories about people building businesses. One of my clients is writing her book. She's almost finished, but her mother was one of the first franchisees of McDonald's, and a Black woman at that.
mm,
And that was rare. And we're talking about maybe the 50s, y'all. Like, this was a while ago. So it was really rare. She had it with her husband, and then her husband and her got divorced and so forth. And she's
right.
been one of the most profitable franchisees for McDonald's. And so, I don't want to steal the story, but family businesses and women owned businesses, because
Yep.
everybody wants to learn from someone who's done it, and someone that looks like them and can relate to them and talks about it like how we talk about it. So I definitely encourage Kyra and everybody else listening to think about, the things that you can share, the things that the knowledge and expertise that you take for granted, because you know it.
Right.
So a lot of people are like, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm like, what you do all day? Or you garden. What's your hobby? You do
That's
gardening,
true.
or, you do herbs. Like, I have one friend, she is so good. She's, I shout her out all the time, but she's an herbalist and a nutritionist in addition to doing HR. But I'm saying, like, she knows all about natural herbs, like what to use for this, that's priceless.
Yes, that is. That's
We don't
right.
know that stuff anymore, so there's something that that could benefit someone else.
We have a question here from Miss Francine. How do you start writing? How do you get ideas?
So I like, there's 2 ways to think about this. You can think about it, if you have a business, you can think about it from the idea of, what book could I write that's going to help me create a bigger platform. So it's either directly or indirectly related to what you're trying to sell, right? That's one way. And that helps some people that don't know where to start.
Right.
But then I truly believe, and I'm gonna get a little spiritual on you for a moment. I truly believe that God gives us ideas and dreams, and it's called witty inventions. You know, we get things, downloaded to us, especially, if we have a relationship with God or whatever. I know some people are probably
Yes.
too spiritual, but I'm saying like there's an idea that in your quiet time speaks to your heart and you feel drawn to. And if not, like I literally tell my clients, pray about it, meditate on it.
Yep.
And pretty soon, whether you're in the shower, driving your car, you're going to start having some ideas. You're going to start getting titles. You're going to start getting pictures. You're going to start getting, story ideas. You're going to, or you're going to have things brought to your remembrance. Like, oh, that's right. I did go through that. Oh. And then my last thing is if kind of the whole thing, if you had a big mess, you want to turn it into a message, a big test, you turn it into a testimony. If you have gone through something, you have survived something, you've transformed something, those are always good places to start thinking about the book. But the ones that you really continue are the ones that really usually you're really fired up about. You're really fired up about, because I have clients that come and they have like 2 or 3 ideas. And I always say, let's do the one, the path of least resistance, the one that, you are fired up, because that means you're going to finish it. My joke is you want to write the book you're going to finish.
Right. Right.
Because we all have tons of books in our, stored away in our notebooks and journals.
Yep. That ain't been completed.
That are not complete. But I tell some of my clients too, you can go back through your journals and your notebooks, see some of the things that you've already started, see if any of those spark your interest currently. There's so many places to mine for ideas. I hope that was helpful.
Okay, Francine. Let's see here. The jewelry lady. I had a friend that do my logo. Do I need to get a letter or some type of document stating that I own 100% ownership
Yes,
of
you do.
my
You
logo?
want to get basically a works for hire so that they did not retain any interest as the creator of the logo, that it was basically entirely commissioned work. So it's called like a work for hire. Yes, you do want to get that.
Yes. And guys, I think I've done a lot. I don't know if I did it out to everybody, but I do know I did it to my level up bosses. So I did tell them, like, yes, you definitely want to get something. Here's the thing, whether it's a friend, it's your partner, whatever. Guess what? Money changes people. Okay. So if your brand blows up, those people, and maybe y'all fall out or whatever, or they just see that you done blew up and now you making $1 million, you know what I'm saying, or more, 6 figures or more, then now they could come back and be like, hey, you've been using my logo.
Yes.
So now they can come after you and get a piece of the pie. And guys, they ain't did no work except for give you that logo. So you paid them for that, but they can still, if you don't have nothing in writing to say that you own this 100%. I've had a couple of mentees that actually have been going through this, and one of those is now my 7-figure mentee. She herself, her and her spouse split, but he came up with the idea and he created it. And so, of course, divorce can be ugly. And yeah, she ended up having to give him, I think it was $25,000 or something like that for it. So yes.
Yeah, buy him out of it, kind of. Yeah. That does happen. That's all that you want to get all the paperwork in order. Because again, the presumption is that the copyright or the ownership is in the creator. So unless you have a document that states otherwise, that's kind of the natural presumption. Although, you can work to fight it out, but you don't want to do that right now. Just go ask that person, get a work for hire document. If you don't have a lawyer, but get one and then have them sign it. That's the best way to do it.
Facts. And if you don't have a lawyer, I'm not sure if it's on there, but you definitely can check out Rocket Lawyer. I'm not sure if that type of document is on there, but if
I'm sure it is. I'm sure that is. I'm sure
okay.
that is. I'm not gonna like endorse the Rocket Lawyer, but yes, they're there. If they're similar to a legal Zoom, but they just have like templates.
Yes, just the templates. So yeah, just make sure, like, if you aren't able to afford to, to get the counseling, at least have something
Have
until you're
something.
able
Yeah.
to get counseling. And then I still would, even after you get that template or whatever, when you have the time, go make sure that that's going to cover you.
Yep. That's true.
Right?
What are they saying?
Right the F now. I'm trying
Right
to.
now. Don't stop. Go.
Right.
Now.
That was a great
That was a
question.
good question.
That was a really good one. Anything else, guys? I don't want to keep Miss Brooke on here long.
This is fun though. It's my favorite stuff. So I love answering questions.
But yes, ask away, guys, while y'all have us on here. And that definitely, I'm pretty sure somebody else was thinking about asking that and was maybe too scared to. So, yes, thank you for that question. Any other ones out there? Let's see here. AK says, if anyone needs notes and came late, you can inbox me for
Well,
notes.
that's nice.
That is very nice. Okay, she was in here making sure she take notes. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
Any other questions or anything you feel like we need to know?
I guess I would just say it's never too early to start thinking about these things. Um, if you or at least starting to think about, your copyright, especially your trademark. I think most people patents are a little bit more rare because again, it's like a brand new invention and you kind of
Mhm.
know that because you're writing code, you've got usually a technologist or something. But in our other areas, I think that sometimes we're too late. And I really want to encourage, us as people of color, Black people, everyone else, women, to be very, very proactive in this area. It's one of those areas that really does increase the value of your business. It's one of those areas where you want to start protecting. I think a lot of times we're not used to having, so
Yep.
we're not used to having, so we're not used to protecting. But now
Mhm.
you got to start thinking long term and kind of on the strength of you're gonna be great. Whatever you're creating right now is gonna be great, and you want to protect it so you can pass it forward. Everyone's talking about generational wealth.
Mm.
Generational wealth is accrued not just from the revenues that you make, but for the property that you establish. And in this world, property is both digital and what we call real property and digital property, right? So real
Right.
property like houses and land and so forth. But nowadays, digital property is the business. And so you just want to make sure you're just thinking about it. And we're all, waking up to these different things, like, even in the credit world, all these different things. You just want to stay on top of it because it's in these small areas and these little incremental changes is how we win.
Right. Right. Oh, I like how you said that though, because this is all kind of like new territory for many of us.
Mhm. Many people are the first entrepreneur, the first,
Yes.
claim that I'm the first entrepreneur, I'm the first millionaire, I'm the first this, and act and declare it and act into it, step into that. And with that becomes we've been talking about this so much, the mindset of who and what you want to be and what you want to create. And the $1 million entrepreneur has all of their paperwork in order, from their digital assets
Ooh,
secured to proper business credit, and they're maximizing all these things. So, you
facts.
know, I
I
feel like
never knew.
don't be intimidated. Be
I never
okay with
knew the
asking
work
questions.
involved. And I was like, oh my
It
gosh,
is. It is a
you
lot.
know, it's a lot more than clocking in.
Oh gosh, yes. Yes, it is. It is. But that's where, like, it's important to have like the groups, because Kyra and I met through a group with, a mentor
Yep.
and so forth. It's important to find those groups because you also want to stay elevated and be around people that are trying to make these moves. So that's really important too.
Yes. Oh, glad you said the yes. And it sucks, guys, but as you grow, the people that you really thought was gonna be in your corner, majority of the time they do not be. And it could be just because they're envious. It could be that it's just like a new language that you're speaking to them, and now you're making them uncomfortable. So they like to move away to that to get back comfortable. So a lot of that happens during, oh, I can't
Ooh,
tell you how many
that is
people.
that is so true. That is so true. So it in my coaching world, one of the things I talk about is that we're only as good as our mindset. And so oftentimes, until we break out and start doing something new, like going to grad school or starting a business, you have to expand your thought. Like, you know
Yes.
what I mean? In order to like dream bigger, you start having to expand your dreams. And even
Mm-hmm.
now, I'm in a certain place where I mean, I could give you a good example. It's like when I started my business, I knew that I'd be able to make money because I'd been able to make money doing it for other people and for a long
Right.
time, right? But then when I started thinking about, oh, well, I want to sell this. I don't always want to be doing this. When
Mm-hmm.
you have to start thinking about what did you not a sole proprietorships or not, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? But then when you step out of being like kind of like an employee in your business to actually being a CEO running a business,
Yes.
that's a whole different mindset. That's a whole
Yes.
different mindset. And so that's like, and that comes with time, experience, and exposure to even learning that, because I'm like, hey, if I'm making my money, I'm fine. And I was like, wait, there's a whole other way to do this.
Yes. Building
So
a
if
team
you,
and
but it's like our minds are limited until we expand them. And some people just don't choose to expand them because it's scary,
it is.
you know but that's how we elevate. As in each elevation, it requires another mindset and for a new set of beliefs and to think about
Right.
things a little differently.
And new set of testers to
Oh,
see if
yes,
you're
and that
ready.
too. That too.
If you're ready for that next level.
That's true. But you are ready
Yep.
because you stepped up to it. So that means you'll get through it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, everything is without its challenge. Everything is two sides.
Yes.
There's a blessing and then there's woo. The woo.
The lesson.
So
Let's
anyway.
see. When receiving payments, how should checks be written to your business for payment? Can checks be made out to me or strictly my business name?
So, there's a couple of different ways for me to answer this. For one, it depends on what type of business you have. So if you have like a
Mhm.
DBA you're doing business as, then that's your name doing business as, like say for example, the jewelry lady. But then the most important thing is, what does your bank know? On at my bank, for example, they know that my name is on all accounts. So even whether they write to Brooke Sidney LLC or the law offices of Brooke Sidney, if they write it to me, my first and last name is going to be deposited. So you just
Right.
want to get that set up properly with your bank, and then distinguish the accounts, keep the accounts separate for your business expenses and so forth, and your business revenue. It'll make it easier for you at tax time, and it makes it also easier. So if there was ever an audit, you just want to keep your, them separate. So I hope that helps.
Yeah. And I'm
Kyra
just
might have some gems. I don't know.
so I'm gonna piggyback with
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna say if you are a DBA right now, meaning that you simply probably went to the courthouse and
Mhm.
you're still using your name, but you're doing business
Yep,
as. Well, right now you are doing business, but you're not truly a business.
that's right.
So if you are trying to take over and get like all the tax benefits, you're trying to build business credit, then you have to actually go ahead and make that either an LLC or a corporation.
Yep.
Otherwise, being just a DBA is going to your name. So when it comes to that, when you are making a check out to your business, of course you want it to be to the business, but like, for Miss Brooke, her name's in her business. So it's okay for it as long as it's getting deposited into her business bank account. But if you're using a personal account for
Oh yeah, you
business,
want to, yeah, definitely.
you still in a world of trouble because you co-mingling and
Yep.
everything else
On
right
separate
now.
accounts. Mhm.
That's a whole nother issue. So yeah, first is make sure that you are actually a business. If you are one of those that are trying to get all the benefits that businesses are able to get. Because if you have a DBA, guys, again, I'm going to say it now, you're doing business, but you're not truly a business.
Yeah, you're not really a separate. It's because the businesses become like a person. They become essentially, when you're an LLC or a corporation, you become essentially another person. And so you want to
Mm-hmm.
take advantage of that. And it provides you all of the different benefits as well as the legal protections, because as a
Yes.
DBA, if something happens to
It's you.
anything that happens at work or to a product or whatever, they're able to sue you and get your checking account money
Your
versus
house, your car.
everything. They go after all your stuff. But when you have an LLC or an S corp or C corp, that's where those legal protections also come in.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I hope we answered that question.
I know. Like that's what I said. There's a couple ways to answer that one, depending upon the industry, depending upon. But yeah, I'm a
Right.
signatory on all my accounts, so they gonna take that check. They're gonna
Right. Facts. They like, hold on. Yeah, we
Bank of
taking
America, you're gonna get my stuff. Wells Fargo, you know what I mean?
that. That was another good question. Any other one, guys? I was gonna say, Brooke, last time we were on together, we started off with books and went to trademarks
I
and
know we
stuff.
did.
And then this time it was flip-flopped around.
Oh, yep. That's true.
Oh goodness. Y'all are asking some good questions. I definitely want to say thank y'all for tuning in. If nothing else, I'll go ahead and give it a little bit to see if y'all have any other questions. But if nothing else, we will definitely let y'all go. But hey, no question is a stupid question, guys. That is what we're here for. Let's see here. Anything else you want to say, Miss Brooke?
No, these have been really good. Those have been really good questions. And they really have. You guys are asking really good questions.
Facts. I was on that last one, so I was ready for the. Oh, okay. AK was like, I was on the last one, so I was ready for the book talk too.
That was good. She's like, I got a question. I got a book question. Where's that book lady at?
Darnell said, thanks for the advice.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Happy to help get people in the right direction, or else just start thinking about some of the things.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because
if you're here, then you're putting yourself in the right environment, to start hearing the things that you need to take you to the next level. That's really good.
And it's nice, like, even if y'all see each other on here, if y'all notice y'all are friends or anything else, like, help motivate, encourage, inspire. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we need that as entrepreneurs, as business owners. Sometimes you feel like you don't have nobody to talk to, because if you're the first in your family, who can you go to? My money problems or anything like that. If I'm stressing on something and I go to my family with it, and they wait, you made 6 figures in 1 month, and what problems do you know what I'm saying? I can't go to them. I can't go. They like, if I had, so I'm like, okay, let me, I have to find people that's there or way above me. You know,
Both.
I'm doing
Yeah,
6 figures.
both.
I have, people that's doing $1 million days that's
Exactly.
in my corner. So now that's somebody I can go to, and also they can help me with achieving that next level.
That's so true. That's so true. 'Cause I definitely have a couple of, girlfriends. I've had business buddies, and then I have girlfriends in similar things. And so those are the ones you can call and complain to. Where if you call somebody else, they were like, that ain't a problem.
Right.
Is that really a problem?
What?
Yes, it
You
is.
complain like I just needed to vent.
I
Okay.
do. I just needed to vent, or I just need it's but nobody's problem is too small for them. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Everybody's entitled to their problems, but you have to find those confidants, those people, like as Kyra was saying, that can help you think about them, give you a safe place to talk, and then help you strategize.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So definitely reach out to each other. But if nothing else, guys, we are going to let y'all go. Thank you
Thanks
again.
for
If it's
having
this
me.
for
Always a good time. Always a lot
yes,
of fun.
yes, yes, yes. And we're gonna have to do
I'm
this
gonna come
more
find you in
often
Texas.
and get our IG to work in. I gotta figure out what's going on with my IG because this is crazy. But yes, guys, definitely was a pleasure. Thank you, Brooke, for making time to get up on here, get the people some gems.
Love
And
to
yeah,
help.
until next time, good night.
Good night.
Later, everybody. Later.